Hey everybody, Mark Sganga with you. Here's an opportunity to get away from the television set and learn a beautiful song by James Taylor. He's always been one of my very favorite singer-songwriters, and he's a great guitar player, very unique guitar style, and if you get the chance to hear him live, his playing is always perfect. He reminds me almost of a classical musician with the perfection that he plays with. Okay, so we're going to do Sweet Baby James in the key of D, which I think is probably where James Taylor plays it, but he does it with a capo at the 3rd fret so that it comes out sounding in F. All right, our first chord, D at the 5th fret. It's like coming off of this barred D, it's just the top part of that. And then there's a couple of those sixths. You remember we did these intervals in Change the World. In both cases, I'm hitting the open A, so I labeled this one G over A, and then I'm calling this an A chord. You can see it's, you know, these two notes from the regular A chord. This is an interesting G that I play. Now, I stretch up here for the melody note. You might want to do it here if it's easier. And the next chord, F sharp minor 7. Okay, so this is an interesting chord. My top fingers are playing this shape of D minor 7 that you probably know at the 1st fret. But I'm reaching over with my index finger in this tuning, that's a low F sharp. Now, if you're strong enough to bar it all, you'll get a big sounding chord, but you can get away with just holding that note and the top 3 notes. So, now B minor, I know it looks unfamiliar because my 3rd finger is having to accommodate for the drop D tuning. We did mention we're in drop D tuning, right? So my low E string is tuned a whole step down. It's tuned to D. There's that G again. This time I go to F sharp minor, not minor 7. Because I take advantage of my pinky being in place. Do you recognize this shape? It's the same shape as D minor in the 1st fret, but again, I've moved it up, and my 2nd finger, I beg your pardon, my 1st finger is again playing the root on the 6th string. That happens twice, that gesture. I pivot on my pinky. I leave that pinky down between the D chord because it's a common note and the F sharp minor. This is a very important concept if you want to get smooth chord transitions and be able to play legato. Legato is the Italian and musical word for smooth and connected, because you don't want to sound like be staccato. There's a time and a place for that music, but generally what we're fighting to do with the guitar is to play legato and connect our notes. If you played the piano, there's a sustain pedal you would hold down. Our sustain pedal is just keeping our fingers down. Okay, on to the next section. Starts with that G chord again. And a pretty common variety, E minor 7. Common variety if you know bar chords. Our starting D, and then B minor, G, D. Here's a nice voicing I invented just for this song. I'm calling it A9 here. It's just 2 fingers at the 5th fret. This is basically a repeat. Right here. So this is a D chord. I'm doing this kind of C-form D chord. If you just played the bottom of your regular little D, you'll get away with it. So it depends on how ambitious you are. So let me back up a little bit. When I hit this D chord, my melody note is open E, so I'm taking advantage of the 2 open chords to B minor 11, which looks just like an E suspended, E7 suspended, but because my root's on the B, I'm going to label it B minor 11. E7, where I've adjusted. A7 suspended to A7. Those should be pretty obvious to you. And now the chorus, which starts off with a regular D, actually with a regular D sus2 and a hammer on. There's that G again, but now I'm gonna stretch to get that melody note. If you had to let go of the G chord to do it, it'll still work. And this is very much like what we just played. B minor to G. Let me start the chorus again. So those last several bars were exactly the same thing that you played in the verse of the song, including this, the B minor 11, E7, A suspended, and the final phrase. Short and sweet. I hope that gives you some good ideas and gets you away from binging on Netflix. So stay in touch and look for more videos coming out. Peace.